enemy group.
No, so what you could do was press and hold Z to make it stop dead in its tracks. But even that, like, sometimes it just decided to keep on moving anyways, which is kind of like wacko.
Yeah,
I
that's
had
weird.
it all the time. I was not able to stop it anyway. I was not able to say, okay, stop, stay here, don't do stuff. When the objective was the group, the Alpha Hound, or whatever.
Dog.
I wanted to step away for a second and do some menuing stuff. No, it autopilot into the group, and they dogpiled on me.
I know that auto running has a lot of issues when there's like a very crowded area or like a lot of ways to go, and if it's like really tight the space. But on an more open field, it kind of was working better than like in like really pathy ways, if you know what I mean. But don't know how they will change it. I hope they do some adjustments to it because it was somewhat annoying. But yeah, I don't know. In general, I think it was a really okay beta. I really enjoy Gunlands in the game so far. So if Insect Glaive wouldn't function the way I wanted to, I would probably just Gunlands. Hello.
Hello.
Damn. It's so... It's such an interesting phenomenon how every time I turn on Final Fantasy XIV, I instantly get tired. Like, my entire being correlates this game with being tired.
I mean, it's just also a sign to maybe just make a break for a while.
Bruh, I've said it. I'm gonna take a break. AK, I'm gonna uninstall it, unsub, and not look back until 10.0 at the earliest, probably, because I don't really believe in the 9.0.
I mean, it's fair. Breaks do be helpful sometimes, you know.
I don't know, calling it a break is not a 5-year ignore the game and hope it's somehow better, which it probably won't be.
I mean, do you make a long break then, if you want to say it like that? Or you don't even come back if you don't feel the need of it. But I mean, I think in general that's just
technically,
fine, you know?
calling it a break would imply that I intend to come back, which is the direct opposite of my current intentions. Unless the devs can give me a good reason to why I should care.
So if you already know that you won't come back, then it's quitting the game, not taking
Quitting
a
the
break.
game, yeah.
By terminology, yes.
By terminology.
Yes.
That's not important. The Bane voice. One of the best things that Batman ever did.
I mean, the Black Mage changes look really nice though.
I don't know, I saw the live letter was on, I tuned in, I saw it has 2 ley lines, and I'm just like, oh cool, yeah, they're showing fucking the ultimate, whatever, okay.
No. Now also Despair's instant cast.
Cutting Alliance raid looks kind of interesting still though.
That'd be okay.
Yep. So Aurora still has the sleep sign. And I mean, we only did one schedule yet with time change, right? So does she know that this is like always now?
Should.
What are you talking about? She knows we raid today, but it's just a more question of her time schedule was changed now, like the whole like the hour, and it could just have been like overslept or something, because I believe it got even worse with like her times and stuff.
Okay, I mean, it's only 2 more clears anyway, right? This one and then next week, and then it's over. Anyways.
I just hope that we get our final reclears done, like, same day or, like, the day afterwards, because my sub runs out, like, 3 days afterwards or whatever it was, so it's, like, easy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Should be doable. I mean, we did the last 2 now on 1 day, right? So I just hope it goes like that. But me don't know. See how it goes. I'm just happy that they're going to actually... I mean, all assume at least they're gonna change the reward system for Savage as well. First time clear bonuses and period of time increased drop rates. So
Wasn't
like,
that just for the Chaos Alliance right now?
Yeah, but everyone is like assuming that this will be implemented for everything reward related. So like you have your first
Nah,
clear.
don't keep your hopes up for that.
I mean, I think like you clear a Savage tier, right? Like the first turn you clear it, right? And you get just doubles the book or one treasure on kill, and then you have to continue normally, you know? So like in that way, everyone gets on the first clear something. Would be nice if they do it like that, because Mr. Happy like thinks that this is going to be the way. Like the first clear will give you a special reward, and afterwards it's just normal system again.
So you're just
I
gonna
don't know.
spare 1 week on reclears?
Probably, or like let's say you clear the last turn, right, and you would get really the treasure chest. Like for example, like first clear is a special reward bonus, so you get more.
Yeah,
Then
but
you get
okay,
a
no,
weapon on every person.
Satella, the thing is, when it comes to first clears, right? If they're gonna have a first time clear bonus, then that needs to be a individual thing. So this cannot touch the loot chests, because that is
Yeah, it's not
party
like
wide. So if it's gonna be a individual first time clear award, it's gonna be you get a book or you get a free chest that lets you loot one like individual piece from the entire fight, but it's never going to affect the loot chest.
Yeah, probably not. Like loot chest will probably always be the same. It's just like for the first clear, you might get, maybe you get it by an achievement, and then you go to the achievement and can claim the treasure chest there or whatever. I don't know.
I just hope they don't go back to the old system from Stormblood and Heaven's Ward.
With the loot, yeah, that was bad. But,
yeah, because it dropped random loot that you might not even have been able to use back then. Like, for example, you're playing Dragoon and it drops ninja loot. Pretty much wasted week.
Yeah. Or they could do it randomly and it only drops from the jobs you currently have in your team. That would be fine.
Yeah, maybe.
But
also, I recently heard this, but I didn't raid in Heaven's Ward, right? So, in Heaven's Ward it was like this, that the Savages were actually over-tuned, so you couldn't kill them week 1, because you didn't have the gear to kill them week 1.
Or bad luck on your loot that you got.
No, you literally didn't have the gear to make the DPS check. So they were, let's say they would be eye level 700. You would be eye level 710, but the fights were tuned around eye level 725, for example. So you needed gear first from the tomes and stuff while you were progging the fights, but couldn't literally kill them because of enrages.
Most killed
and
it.
then when you had the gear, huh?
Most killed it 1 week after though, but that depends on the loot.
The first one, the first fight.
No, not the first one. The complete tier. Like Mr. Happy mentioned that in the video. Like
no, it was clear. It was on a fight by fight basis.
Nah,
like the last turns were clearable only several weeks into the tier, because only then you had the gear to actually make the DPS check.
I think I did not understand it like that. I understood it like 1 week after, if you had loot luck, you killed like the tier. 1 week or so.
Why did I get so fucking tired?
Yeah, I understood it, but I don't.
Kuro probably knows this.
Why in the actual hell did I get so fucking tired?
Hotline call you?
Huh? No. Why? What? I think I missed something. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You mean Aurora?
Yes.
Ah, okay. I get it. Nah, it's like I mentioned, right? She has the moon sign, so I don't know if she knows that we're raiding. Maybe she thought that we're only raiding like earlier ones. So she's basically sleeping an hour now. I don't know.
We're technically raiding an hour later, was it?
Yep. Like earlier, 1 hour earlier, is it? So she would be on 1 hour later if she doesn't know that we are going early again.
You would say it would be possible for me to kill some zombies in Tarkov, right?
I'm currently writing in Discord, Aurora, you are alive. But I don't know. Like, I'm not sure.
I've seen that in a Mr. Happy video, because you've been raiding in Heaven's Ward already, right?
Oh.
So you probably know how it was back then. And the savages weren't clearable with just crafted gear or stuff like this. You needed some tome gear already and so on in order to clear the savages. So you could proc the fights but not clear them because of enrages, because you didn't have enough gear.
Like from my understanding, it's like a week after or 2 weeks after it was possible. At least that's what Mr. Happy, like that's how I understood it, what he mentioned there.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a tier was clearable in 9 hours after release.
Nah,
Why am I
that's not.
so fucking tired?
1 to 4, yeah.
Why
1 to
does
4.
14
Ah,
always
okay,
make
so
me so
they
fucking
already
tired?
adjusted it for 5 to 12 then. And I've just recently heard this on a Mr. Happy video.
Nobody wants to Heaven's Ward times back when it comes to raiding. I always hear that.
Yeah.
Difficulty. I don't know. I also know Tomge and people wasn't. Yeah. I mean, it's different now, right?
Yeah.
Much more popular than back then. Raiding and such.
No, I mean, the casuals are complaining now that there's not enough casual content being released for them because they are not interested in raiding, and some of them say that extremes are already hardcore raiding content.
Okay, but that's the thing, right? Like, I always ask myself, is extreme really difficult? Because like in extreme you can carry
not.
like 3 dead people, right? So like, I think if you're unable to clear an extreme, can you even call yourself playing Final Fantasy? Because you don't even touch the surface of the gameplay that way. Because the gameplay is basically mechanic, right? So
you're saying
You are
people
currently
that say
challenging
Linda are
about
not playing.
80% of the player base that only does RP housing in anything that isn't combat related.
Yeah, but actually playing the game revolves around battle content, in my opinion at least.
I mean, for
Yeah,
you,
but
yes,
those
you
people-
don't do RP.
The people that are worrying about extreme difficulties, which is most probably the majority, are the people that barely do dungeons correctly. So
yeah, but do
Yeah.
they need combat content? They don't need combat content, right? They need more different content. They don't need like another casual dungeon to do. They don't need another normal raid tier to
Why
do.
not?
They need different type of content, because if they are not engaged in combat content, kind of, then they don't need like more content that relies on combat system, right? Because
What if
they just
play
RP
hardcore
play.
warrior? They are playing their best warriors, the warrior that clears every fight, the best body content.
Yeah.
And so you're withdrawing them a chance to beat that by giving him only hard content where they fail and feel miserable.
Yeah, but
That's the way you remove the player base or shrink the player base.
Yeah, but he's not engaging in content in that way anyway, because they don't do extremes and such, because the game in itself, the combat in itself, functions around the higher ranks of the game. Like
why?
the rotations are designed around that hardcore players are able to clear ultimates and savages the way they are.
But you need to think it that way. If you buy another game for the story is something similar that has an easy difficulty or normal difficulty and a hardcore difficulty and a higher, like the mania difficulties, would you remove the lower difficulties? Would you only say, okay, only hard and up is allowed? Because then you can really play the game. Everything else that plays, I don't know, for fishing and stuff,
You have
I
some
would
normal
playing the game.
difficulties.
I would make the easiest difficulty hard and just call it the easiest difficulty, and then make the
Yeah,
harder
and then you
difficulties
remove-
even harder.
Players that are not wanting to do that, not wanting to learn everything, that
Yeah.
are wanting to play the game to have a bit of fighting, in there. Yeah, they want to play with friends, do a bit stuff, look cool, clear shit.
I mean, you have the normal difficulties. Like, for example, you have the normal Valigamando. They can do that. You have the normal tier instead of the Savage Raid tier. So you could technically say they could get the normal version of an ultimate. The washed down version, you could. Then they have the same. You know what I mean?
No, it's
Because they
not
also
that.
have the normal alliance raids then.
There are some casuals that actually went into extremes, and clearing the extreme took them weeks, like 7-8 weeks to clear an extreme, and it broke them and all the things that I read, but at least they tried it, I would say. And the other thing is, most of them, if they got the clear, once they got the clear, they do it 2 or 3 more times, and then they're fed up with the content. They don't want to grind for the 99 totems, for example, and that's somewhat understandable. If you don't care about the mount, then you don't need to grind for it. If you don't intend to go into savages, then you don't need the weapon actually. But
I mean, I
the
don't
thing
want
is,
to grind 99 tokens and still want the mount. I want it like at 10 reclears a mount.
yeah. No,
I
but
mean, that is not that simple.
what content lasts long enough for those people?
The RP stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they don't
Or-
need combat content, right?
I mean, in
They
all
need other
reality,
type
the
of
people who do RP have more content than the raiders to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's even true.
Like, for example, I think they would like some type of sanctuary again. I think that.
Which,
that
by the way,
some
I should
people
clarify,
like
I'm
that.
not talking about casual content, I'm talking about the time they're spending just interacting with people creates like 1,000 times more content than you get out of the raids.
Probably, yeah.
It would be fun if they enabled some kind of typing limit. If you don't do, I don't know, 5 dungeons a month, you can only write 1,000 characters.
Wah.
Yeah, but what if they don't RP and they don't do raiding? There's not really much for them. Exploration zone, but that's still 6 months away or so.
They should definitely. They should have added the explorations on 7.1 already. Like that's the
Yeah.
only real issue I have with like the 4-month cycle is too long, and how they handle which content when it drops. Like I don't think, for example, the chaotic alliance raid needed to be the last thing. I think it had to be on release 7.1, and exploration zones should have started on 7.1 as well. Because I also see like if casuals don't want to engage on expert for whatever reason, right? At least the exploration zone would be something for them. But I don't know. Me do not know. It is what it is. Made enemies there. I was forcing a person to swap servers because I was consistently fighting over market with some person, and it wasn't really working for him out anymore. So he actually swapped servers. I think that was a person that actually sells Gil or so. Otherwise, there was no, like. Otherwise, I don't know why he would
Holy
swap servers.
shit.
He hated your name.
Yeah, obviously. True. Yeah, Aurora's also not responding, by the way, so I actually think she's not knowing we're also early today. So basically you can kill zombies if you don't already do.
Yes, I'm grinding XP. It was the shittiest event until you learned how you can use them to farm XP. Then it was
Okay.
quite nice.
But can't be
Literally,
just
the whole server was the forums were filled with persons who flamed the event, hated the event, wanted it to stop, or at least limit it on some maps. It was so funny.
Now do they now cope with it or not?
No.
So
But at least I learned to manipulate the zombies where they can't get to you, line up, and you can shoot them. But it's still zombies with guns that snipe you because aimbots.
aimbot zombies.
Yeah.
Where have they been back in Call of Duty zombie mode, right?
It's not like it's really ugly in Tarkov, the aimbot for the AI, because if you peek them long enough, they just give you headshots, and they see you through bushes and everything, and have a high line of sight.
So the tracking is really nice from the zombies.
Jesus Christ.
Because they they shoot you in the head, even if you visor or anything else. They find ways to shoot you and kill you.
Okay.
Gear
Is it
stays on
dependent on
holds
difficulty
value
or
for a
it's just
week
from the
now. Savage update.
Tarkov has no
Okay.
difficulty.
Okay.
Tarkov's
just
difficulty lies in being a sneakier rat than the other rats before you get ratted by the rats.
Yeah, makes sense. Actually thinking about it.
No.
That's why the PvE mode is fun. You can actually try to learn stuff now.
But learn shit? Who does that? You didn't just go and watch the famous YouTuber's video, everything you need to know about Tarkov in under 60 seconds? Featuring the legendary producer, fucking... whose face? Try to remember his name, fucking I'm forgetting. The Death Stranding guy? I'm forgetting names here.
The Daryl from Walking Dead thing?
No?
I don't know. No. Death Stranding was with that-
Kojima.
Ah,
That's the name I was looking for.
I mean, I watch some streamers, but they don't do the red threads.
No stealth sniper?
No. No,
So
the game
sniper
didn't
is for me?
Sniper Ringo?
I mean, do you watch some stuff from Tarkov?
I did not. Well, you know. Is that even on console? No, right?
No.
Yeah.
But you would like it probably.
Could be.
I don't know, him dying and dropping all of his loot, I don't think he would enjoy it.
It depends, really. Like, I mean, I play a lot of different games, right? So
Yeah,
it really just depends on if the gameplay is fun for me to play, I guess.
I mean, it's an
You can shoot
extraction
something.
shooter, do you know what that is?
Like, you go to objective and retrieve it. Kind of thing?
Extraction shooters are a genre of games where you effectively have a stash of items and you gear yourself up with that stash of items and then you go out into a world to look for more items or maybe get better items from killing other players. However, dying means that you drop everything you brought with you, and every time you die, your stash gets smaller because you brought out items and you lost them. Unless you manage to get back, then you get to keep your items and the items you found.
Do you know Hunt Showdown?
Nah, but I know the type of what this gameplay is now about. I think I would not dislike it. Did you guys hear they fucked up with the gameplay control? No. Didn't hear anything about gameplay control.
It's a Nintendo Switch thing.
Okay, you can't use third party attack. Okay. So that's basically sucks for the people that play Smash Brothers on GameCube controllers, right?
Except, and Kuro is about to say it, probably.
Actually, the Pro controller is also really nice for Smash Brothers.
It actually is, yeah. Yeah, but the tractor shooter thing, I think I would not dislike it in general. I don't mind, like... It depends on how serious I take a game, I suppose.
Oh my god. Oh!
I mean, I like in Tarkov that you have the different playstyles.
Why did I get
can
tired the
destroy
second I
somebody,
fucking...
but
Bro,
somebody,
come on.
One bullet in his head. Then you have different
Fucking...
armor, or you can just do the red strat, low pen ammo, cheap ammo, shoot them in the legs and arms and kill them that way.
No. That is the minimal loss strat. A rat strat would be hiding at the exit points with a silenced weapon and just grabbing people as they come.
Yeah. Do you know a scan crack, Red?
No.
Oh,
What is
you
that?
need to watch his videos. That's a guy. He was standing above some pipes. A 3-man squad walks in. He shoots the middle guy. He kills the middle guy, shoots the back guy. The front guy comes back in and kills his mate.
Okay.
Then he kills the front guy. Because it is hard to distinguish people. You don't have name tags and everything like that.
It requires communication.
Yeah, of course, friendly fire is on. And you can take an armband, but that's still everybody can take it.
Okay. I mean, in general, I don't like if it suits the gameplay. It's really fine with the like not being able to like friendly fire, you know. So it's kind of cool, I would say.
I mean, mates can walk in front of your rifle and die.
Oh, I had that.
So it's their
Like
fault.
I got kicked once in a Call of Duty hardcore match. Because there was a person, I don't know if it was actually like on purpose, but he was always like, it was like I was shooting a person from far, right? I usually have a sniper, and he walks in front of my zoom and I shoot him. That happened like 2 times after that, and he's always like running, like even in the weirdest situations. I got kicked out of the game by the game on default because I killed this person 3 times, and it was actually just by accident. Because he was so blindly walking always over fields when I shoot. This was so stupid. So friendly fire can also be like sometimes really random. Switch 2. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also like immediately buying the console, obviously. Because Smash Bros is a really nice game to play competitive, gotta be honest. Bite breakers.
Oh,
There's also a different type of Smash Bros as well. I don't know how the name was, but it's with like some...
Valhalla?
No, not Brawlhalla, but it's like with animals with superpowers, like frog and ice bear and such. I don't know. Besides, they did say they weren't making another Smash. Wait, that would be literally stupid because I think Smash is one of the highest selling games they have. As long as they still continue re-adding characters, like let's say they do an ultimate edition or whatever they want to call it, with 10 different characters, I would still buy it, I guess.
Yeah,
But
no,
like
but
not
was
make-
it Sakurai, the guy that is like the head of the Smash games? Effectively, I don't remember what it was specifically he said, but I remember it being something along the lines of he was effectively pressured into making Ultimate while he had no intention of making it. But I'm pretty sure he is not intending to do any more, and I mean, if Nintendo goes making another one, if they like have the rights to, or however that works with like the individual persons owning the project or whatever, like fucking whatever the case, then they just need to not be stupid. But that is debatable.
I mean, people still waiting for a new Mario Kart as well. They don't release it. Then they don't make another Smash game, which would be really weird because.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, there is no
things
purpose in them. Like Mario Kart and Smash, like all of these very, like Mario Party, like all of these games, honestly, a part of me feel like they should just make one of those per console and then just update them.
That would also
Because like releasing like a Mario Kart 9 while Mario Kart 8 Deluxe exists, it's just kind of, what are you doing? Like if they want to use if they want to use the extra power of the next gen hardware that will come, like I say next gen, right, but it won't be next gen in comparison with other consoles, but the entire point being when they get more hardware to like do more advanced things, then like sure, fucking make a new one, make a actual worthwhile upgrade. But like just releasing like 2 or 3 Mario Karts on the same console just because people are waiting on the next one is just kind of, why the fuck would they do that? I mean, they're just releasing map packs and character packs anyways, and I'm pretty sure people are buying it and playing anyways.
I mean, with the update version, like, let's say they re-release Ultimate on the new Switch, right? With an additional, whatever you want to call it, 10 character DLC pack alongside, and then you buy that. It's like an upgrade, right? I would also be fine with that. As long as there's at least some new stuff coming at some point, right? Because like there are so many characters still in Smash Bros. That could be reintroduced, or like characters that are not yet having a game even on Nintendo Switch and get like, you know, so it's like
Steve.
Steve.
Just be honest, Steve. Yeah, Steve got some serious hate in Smash Bros. I know.
Or Sonic. Sonic also.
Sonic if they time you out, yeah.
Yeah.
And all the spinning.
Take one stock and run away.
I mean, it's not without reason that it's like running around at the speed of sound, right?
Now, based on the Olympic Games games, which they didn't get a license to make a new one for, based on that, Eggman is just as fast as fucking Sonic, Mario is just as fast as Sonic, fucking that alligator from Sonic is just as fast as Sonic. He's a fucking scam.
Sonic's
Sega Racing. Sega Racing. Sonic uses a car instead of running himself.
True. But yeah, regarding Aurora situation, I would say let's just wait like 1 hour later now, right? Because I just assumed that she forgot or didn't know that it's like always from now on. Or she just overslept. Because
I would assume that Aurora is aware, because like this whole like time-saving thingy where half the world for some retarded reason puts their clock forward or backwards an hour. It's a well-known phenomenon if you exist within a sphere of people in different parts of the world. Even if you don't understand the specific time change, you know that it's a thing.
Yeah.
Where do you have that?
Oh.
In the Nordic states, do you in Norway and Sweden have that? They like saving time?
No, I have no fucking clue. I just know that my computer like swaps the time at some point and then I adjust my clocks for it.
I don't know, they should just stop the changing stuff. It's so like, it's so global everything by now, right? That the time change just actually ruins more than it helps, you know?
Nah, but it's just fucking stupid.
No, I mean, it's just like really weird because of the time change we have now like a person that is affected by it. If you didn't have a time change, then the person wouldn't be affected by it, right? It's just...
Yeah, but I mean, these time changes aren't optimized for raid groups playing MMOs late in the evenings. It's optimized for morons that want as much sunlight as possible because they feel like without it they'll die.
I mean, understandable.
Nah, it's
I mean,
not.
you need a little bit of sun, a little bit.
Ding dongs should learn to live in the darkness.
Alone in the farm. Oh yeah, by the way, Seth, I do not know how much you did hear about the chaotic thing, but you can even 12-man the chaotic alliance, right? It's
Yeah,
not a
no,
24-man thing.
I saw you two like talk about it, and I was just like, you
I've seen
see,
already.
you see, the thing is, as I said, I'm not intending to like have long-winded conversations of what I believe, right? But I will say this: I foresee that it might just be another Criterion situation.
Depends. I know what you mean though, but yeah.
Okay, I'll put it on the table the way I think, right?
Mhm.
A thing that normally it requires 8 people doing what they're supposed to do in Savage to clear something. And now those groups need to introduce 4 more people, and depending on how like body check heavy it is, it's gonna be even more pressure on overall performance because there's more spots to fill. And then there might be the whole like, oh yeah, you need to kill fast to have more loot, and if that's too tight, then people who slack even a little bit might get blacklisted because they're slightly too bad. Like, my way of looking at it basically tells me this might turn into an issue because the raiding community is gonna self-filter harder than they're already doing in Savage. And then when the really good ones are done with farming all of their extra Savage gear, like week 2, because they're just gonna do it non-stop until they don't have to anymore, then the rest of the people that are late are gonna get the people that can't do the extra loot time check, and then the filtering is gonna go from there.
I think with the like being late to the party will definitely be a thing on chaotic. Yeah, I do see that. Like if you don't, I mean, it depends on how long you have to grind, right? Let's say they really do like 99 totems for 1 mount, and you want both mounts, and then you have like 10 totems for 1 gear piece, and then you have multiple jobs. And I think it takes a lot.
You get
but
extra
then it depends on
rewards
how much you
for
get.
new players.
That's what I wanted to say. Like it depends on how much you get, right? If it is worth it pulling in new players for
I
the
just want to
rewards,
say,
then...
I just want to ask you, like, Cassell, you would probably be the first one to have this thought, right? Would you actually wager that you would take in new people that you have no clue if they can even do the thing, or just keep going with the group that you have that is capable of doing it?
Obviously keep going with the group that I know can farm it.
Exactly. So already the new person loot thing is already out the window. People aren't gonna fucking care. If it doesn't like double the amount of loot you're getting, no one's gonna fucking care. They're gonna take their hyper optimized static, and they're gonna avoid inviting new people because they don't want to have the hassle of having to reprog it in any possible way. Like that entire system is already out the window.
Also, did you see that they're nerfing double Dark Knight and double Picto for ultimates already?
Yeah.
No more double jobs allowed.
It's also for like not being able to solo heal stuff and such, because you were using.
You will always wait.
They should just balance the classes properly instead of saying, oh yeah, no, we didn't want to make people's life sad because Picto number's small. Because now what they're doing is things like a full tank clears of old ultimates will become impossible if they start putting restrictions on this stuff. So they're just limiting the hardcore community's way to clear content, like in more unique ways. They're just like stagnating it even more. It's not a good decision, no matter how you turn it.
I understand why they do it. I don't know if it's a good thing, but
they want to kill the challenge runs, obviously.
Why would they want to kill the challenge runs?
because it's not how they
Nothing.
want it to be
And,
cleared.
yeah.
And they said too many people already clear ultimates, so the clear rates
Too
of ultimates
many
are way
already
too high.
clear ultimates. Damn.
Yeah, they want it to be that very exclusive thing that only 2% of the whole player base globally can kill.
Then I'm already disappointed in the new ultimate, since I believe Yoshi said it was supposed to be on par with Dragon Song, which he claims top is harder. So why wouldn't you want it to be harder than top if you want a low clear rate?
I don't know, they think top was easier than Dragon Song, actually. Because they said before top came out, top won't be as hard as Dragon Song.
I think the Double Dark Knight thing was more because of the damage. Actually, because Double Dark Knight is just busted damage-wise. And I think, for example, on Paladin's case... Yeah.
I mean, that's just a balance issue. Then the devs need to fucking balance their game better. If stacking 2 of one job is too big of a, like, difference, then balance better. You don't have a lot to balance anyways, do it better.
The real joke is actually that double caster is stronger than bringing the extra physical range.
I wonder why that is. It's almost like fucking Picto was OP ever since release, and for some reason they didn't balance it at all.
Yeah.
Double Dark Knight was only because of speedruns per se. Some people like speedruns, right? Don't think they necessarily needed to do it.
Yeah, Double Dark Knight is just for farming them.
Yeah, it's like I think a Dark Knight does like roughly around 1,000 more damage in total than any other tank currently, I guess, from what I've seen. So it's like 2,000 more if you bring. No, it's like 1,000 more than if you bring another Dark Knight.
And the later we go into the expansion, the stronger Dark Knight will get, because it scales much better later down the line.
I mean, it's also the quantity of Dark Knight and such. So like it has a... Like in comparison, the variety of the high hits and the low hits are also better on Dark Knight. I mean, I wouldn't say in this regard, definitely not.
No, not in the damage regard, in the self-sustaining regard. Is the biggest criticism
from most. But then again, I think the new upgrade to Shadow Vigil is actually okay.
Actually, at first they said Dark Knight was bad, but then after the buffs, I think Dark Knight was or is fine. Yeah.
I mean, the buffs didn't do that much. It was 200 potency only. That got on the, I think, how was it, the Steam? Yeah.
Yeah, but then gear on top of that made it even more busted then, so it wasn't just 200 potency.
Yeah. In general, whatever. Currently, how the game is functioning with the high potencies and the variety in damage, they cannot make a difficult... Like, they cannot make a difficult damage check or a damage check that is completely randomized. You know what I mean? Like, let's say they make a tight damage check and you have bad crit variety, you just wipe. That shouldn't be the case, right? And then they
it's either that even damage checks will be
impossible,
super easy, or they will be dependent on crit luck.
Yeah.
There's no in between. Because either you crit all your stuff and the damage check is tuned around that, or the damage check is tuned around not critting, and then you crit all your stuff and you super fast kill all the stuff.
They would need to stat squish right here in this expansion, actually, I think.
You know, I really do wonder.
Even be a stat squish.
I really do wonder, right? How there was already an issue with Alexander when the stat squish happened, to where there was some shenanigans with getting through that. So now let's put this into perspective, right? Realm Reborn, Heavensward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers, Endwalker, Stat Squish. Or wait, did a Stat Squish happen with Endwalker or after?
With Endwalker, after Shadowbringers.
Yeah, with Endwalker. So we had a Stat Squish there. That was 1, 2, 3, like 4 expansions. And now we're like 1 expansion after the stat squish. There's already people saying we should stat squish again because we're reaching the same numbers. I wonder how many expansions we can go before we have done like 7 stat squishes and they just can't squish the numbers anymore because they've caught up.
There are simpler solutions to that with direct hit, for example, removing that. or like make
No,
it
it's-
different.
It's not just that. They recently said the system with all the adjustments they made during Endwalker, the system can handle bigger numbers now. So a stat squish won't be needed a few expansions down the line.
No. Okay, then you will never have a rig damage check, probably.
So,
I
they
mean,
already
I
said
don't
also
necessarily
that
need
next expansion won't have a stat squish.
I'd say
Okay, but
what's the Korean live letter?
wait with that until you're actually at the end of this expansion, because a lot of things can
Yeah.
change if they don't keep track of their numbers.
Yeah, we will probably approach a million
saying
damage at the
already
end of
now
this
we don't
expansion.
need a stat squish. It's just like, yeah, I believe you totally, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's
Well-
Yoshi saying it, it's just like, dude, you keep saying spaghetti code is the biggest issue you have, and you're telling me you just magically fixed the damage issue. Nah, dude. I'm waiting until I see next expansion launch before I believe any claim of, oh yeah, there won't be a stat squish.
The spaghetti code somewhat got fixed for PvP now. 7.1 is supposed to have a big PvP update.
Yeah, it has, I think. Yeah, but the real issue with the damage currently is just the variety in between. You can hit for 54, you can hit for like for one, like you on Paladin for example, you can hit with like 65, or you could hit with a 140. You know, shouldn't be the case. And why is that the case? Because direct hit crit is a thing. They should just invalidate. If you crit hit, you can't direct hit. If you direct hit, then you don't crit. If you would hit both, the one that deals more damage gets picked. That's how it should be.
Ah, okay. What they did is actually that the for PvP, right? What they did is the damage doesn't get applied when you press the button. The damage gets applied after the animation is done. So they didn't fix the spaghetti code. They just delayed the damage income, like when the person takes the damage.
That's way too much, by the way, Kuro. Holy shit.
Yeah, but I mean, the difference with Throne and Liberty is, as far as I'm aware, like, I didn't do more than the first 50 dungeon, right? I haven't been on the game since then, but like, fucking... As far as I'm aware, there isn't really super tight DPS checks. But here's like a logic question for 14. If they don't keep squishing the numbers, how many expansions until a crit direct hit is like 3 times above what it should be almost?
Probably next expansion already.
Yeah.
Yeah? At what point are DPS checks literally gonna be, are you getting direct hit crits 90% of the raid?
When you can miss. I
mean, it already was like this for top, and that was with the stat squish. So crit variance already mattered in top. That's why it's only gonna be worse in Eden now.
I mean, if that's really the case though, then they will not make tight DPS checks. I don't think they want a fight where it's just crit reliance if you do get to the next phase or not. So I don't think it will be tight then. I think it will. I think
the thing is, the smart thing
do it
would
on base
would be to not actually try and do any tight DPS checks until they have decided how they want to proceed with the damage system.
Yeah.
Because like as like week 1 raiders and all of that, like on the Twitters and stuff, will cry that the raid tier was way too easy. Like, fucking, they aren't gonna enjoy the second the raid tier starts being reliant on crit direct hits either. But when they're nagging on Twitter, they don't really reflect on that. So, like, they're just sitting and saying, oh, it was the easiest tier I've ever had to deal with. And then it's just like, yeah, but fucking more, you better hope they stay easy, because otherwise you're gonna have something you really don't want to tango with.
Yeah, like, imagine it would be a direct hit crit situation where you get a damage check down or not. That would be so miserable.
So, yeah, so no, literally, they should be more lenient on the DPS checks this entire expansion, and just try to work on what they're gonna do. Like, are they gonna rework the entire system? Are they gonna throw out direct hit crits? Like, they need to do something, because going another 3 expansions without lifting a finger isn't gonna work.
Yeah, like
no, direct hit only got Direct hit only got introduced because accuracy got removed. It was the replacement for accuracy, and direct hit never really worked.
I mean, there are multiple ways how to fix it, right? They could either lower the potency of all moves, adjust it based on that. They could do the thing with direct hit or crit, that you can't direct hit crit. They could balance the fights, like Kuro said, like on the base damage value of the potency plus a few % depending on direct hit crit. Like, there are things they would need to do, but I don't think in this
Yeah. They can do.
A lot they can do, but will they do it? That is the question.
the question.
Not for this expansion. This expansion has been planned 2 years ago, so everything we get is set in stone already.
I mean, not everything.
But maybe
most.
next expansion, I don't know. I mean, the feedback they get now is for next expansion, basically.
Being concerned.
You can only be conservative for so long when you're hitting the bottleneck.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be nice if they would be more decisive on a few things, I guess, but also understand why they want to take it slow. I see both parts probably. I don't know. The pros and cons on both sides. Let's say you go overboard right away, and then things happen, and then it's like shit for another 4 months, right? Would also not be awesome. I don't think like you can do it correctly.
Okay,
if you're too fast on things, it's shit, and if you're too slow on things, then it's shit. So it's
Tell
like shit
ask
anyway.
yourself the hypothesis, right? Is it better that the devs do a radical change to the damage system that may make it so some content, Ultimate specifically, becomes slightly unclearable for a good couple months and they need to divert resources to rebalance that, while future-proofing the entire system, or just waiting a couple expansions until it becomes such a problem that they can't avoid it, and then it's such a big problem that it will require even more resources?
It depends on the risk, I would say. I think it depends on the risk. Like, let's say the risk is higher of you messing much more up than you would save.
No.
Then don't. If the risk is not given, then probably just do
No,
trust and change
Satella,
and
sorry,
then-
I'm gonna be incredibly combative here. There is zero reason for them to delay this, because delaying it just causes the same problem down the line with more issues, and a longer time of the players feeling that something is wrong.
Yep.
Let's say you do ultimates currently, and the change would make that you can't proc your ultimate anymore, and you weren't phase 5. That would be really
Yeah,
difficult as
then
well, so-
then that 0.0001% of the total player base will have to just shut up and sit and wait until it's fixed.
No.
Like
I would
they
say it
can't
depends
they
on risk.
can't do a damage overhaul or any changes to systems while worrying about exactly every single person in every single aspect in every single situation. That doesn't work. If this drags on until it becomes such a big problem that they're forced to do it, then the same thing is going to happen anyways, but people are just going to notice how, yeah, this has been a problem for a while, but for some reason you didn't lift a finger until now. Like, it looks worse if they wait.
I don't know if they do it like... I don't know if they should do it in between, but they should have done it at the start of Dawn Trail. Basically.
Yeah, no, definitely
So, like,
for
they
an
should have done it
expansion
on
launch,
a
definitely,
launch,
because
yeah.
like
That's-
mid-expansion, like fucking no one is expecting that from them anyways. But on an expansion launch, like they
That would
need
be the
to
perfect
have the
timing.
foresight to know that this will be an issue, like 2 expansions down the line. Do we fix it now, or do we wait until then because we have too much other things we want to fix now? Because like saying, oh yeah, we need to have Chaos Alliance raids and we need to have Criterion dungeons and we need to have ultimates doesn't cut it when they get to that final deadline and they are forced to throw that content under the bus to fix it. And then there might just be even more issues because then they are like hurrying to fix it instead of actually taking their time while there's still some leeway.
Yeah, but
What
I'm
happens right
definitely
now?
up for the expansion launch. They would need to do it on expansion launch. Like in between,
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously they will do
right
it for an
now is-
expansion launch, but it's about knowing if
Yeah.
this will become an issue 2 expansions from now. Do you start
would-
working
yeah.
on it now or when it is an actual problem?
they should by now. By now. definitely.
I mean, even if they start working on it now, it might not be done until the next expansion release.
Yeah, but then you at least have it on expansion release, and then they tune, like, because on start of an expansion they look more into things,
No, but
right?
you
So
can
like, it
see
would
that
be the perfect timing in general, right?
you can see that they are aware of the problem, because it started in Endwalker when all these auto-critting things got introduced for Samurai to keep damage consistent, because the potency of Midari was so high. And also Pictomancer, the hammer, is direct hit crits in order to make their damage variance not so high. But the paintings for some reason aren't, but I can see that actually coming next expansion, or maybe in this expansion, that all the paintings become direct hit crit to keep damage more consistent, or rainbow drip or whatever. In the end it's just a band-aid fix, and in the end everything that has high potency will just have auto crits implemented, but yeah, I guess that's their way.
But is that the band-aid fix that just pushes the problem back, or are they actually
It
fixing
pushes it
stuff?
back, yep.
Like
Pushes
that is
definitely.
what they would need to have to tell people if they are actually working on it, or if the players are just gonna sit there and see, okay, yeah, they added another auto crit, another auto direct hit crit, and they're not signaling anything else than that they're just trying to hope that it doesn't break as they keep doing other things.
Yep.
They have to address the direct hit especially, and just the high potencies, and then it would be for working. And if they just want to make everything a direct hit crit, right, then they could also just write the potency in it and remove critical hit and direct
And then they could
You know?
change the 2-minute meta again,
Oh no.
because we will have more moves with lower potency, where quantity is better than quality. So you could have 2-minute meta axed basically, and have 60-second raid boss again, 120-second raid boss again, 180-second raid boss again. But only then I could see that working, because otherwise it's also synced in the 2-minute meta right now that the big moves, the big hitting nukes need to be in there.
I feel like the problem is just I don't think they would divert enough resources to do both things at the same time. It would be a
probably
thing
not.
where they fix the damage calculation one expansion and then maybe pull down the rotations another, or they do the rotations first and then the numbers, but whichever way they do it, it won't work very well for that period of time.
Yeah. No, it's just slow, but I'm used to it.
Anyway, by the way, regarding
I'm
our situation,
used to
since we've been waiting an hour now,
it.
like, how
Oh,
long should
wow,
we
I
be
love
waiting
that
for cancelling
excuse.
them today and go tomorrow? Because I mean, it will definitely be tight to clear all 4 today if we actually can go today. I would say let's wait 20 more minutes, right? If it was the thing that if she really forgot, it's like an hour earlier than it was before. She usually is online 20 minutes after at latest, so I would say 20 minutes then, and see how it goes, I guess.
Aurora isn't from Europe, right?
I don't know.
Or she would also have the time change then.
I know that she did not have the time change, definitely. She did mention.
Yeah.
But it's also like she still has the sleepy sign in Discord, so...
No, she always has that.
Oh, okay.
So it's either she's actually sleeping or
work
not
related.
home.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just say let's wait another 20 minutes or so and then call it for today. Oh yeah, by the way, also relating to the regarding the life ladder, the extreme is giving 2 totems because the fight is longer than a normal extreme.
Yay. So just 50 clears.
Yep. Now it also means like maybe second phase, something like that. I mean, you did see something in the live letter thing. It's not like a second phase or so, but maybe like this last part of the normal version extended, I don't know. Instead of like 9 minutes or so on first day, you probably will be like 11 to 12 or so, maybe, I don't know.
Will be undertuned for us anyway, because we have Savage gear.
I think it's eye level 7... 15? 20?
Yeah, probably 7:15.
Will be
Weapons
undertuned, bro
7.25.
isn't even thinking about the fact you need to prog the fight.
I'm not doing this
Whatever suka hablet in a hoy
Tank what?
Tank what? You mean chaotic? Or... chaotic?
Okay.
I mean, you can go with 2 tanks, so... we could basically go both. It depends.
Can
You
you?
can. It's 2 tanks on each alliance, 2 healers on each alliance, 4 DPS on each.
Okay, yeah, but we would queue in as a group though.
I do not know. I mean, you can clear it as 12 people, or you played with 24. It really depends on, I don't know, like... I could go samurai, we both could go in as tank. Doesn't matter too much, right? You can probably just party find that anyway, or search it. I don't know. Need to see.
Kuro goes healer because Kuro got healer gear, right?
Obviously.
No, I don't know.
I mean, you have to swap on auto attacks, by the way, Kuro. You've seen that already. It wasn't mentioned, but you have, like, the auto attacks actually give, like, thunder debuffs. So you will probably have to swap through through every tank anywhere until it falls off again. So, like, let's say we both are Alliance A, then I would probably Vogue after 4 stacks, and then Alliance B Vokes on my 4 stacks. So you need the tanks probably. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe not all 6 though. I mean, we have time anyway until it comes out.
What do you
in
mean
general.
all 6? There will only be 3 tanks.
There will be 6 tanks in total.
No, it's 1
Yes.
tank per alliance.
No, it's 2 tanks per alliance.
You know, I didn't even watch
Why?
I didn't even watch the live letter, and even I saw that they're intending to have you just group up in normal savage groups.
Yeah. You
Oh,
would
okay.
basically, like, you could basically go with 3 savage groups. You have 2
thought it's-
tanks each alliance.
Wait, I thought it's 1 tank, 5 DPS, 2 healers,
No,
like normal alliances. Oh, okay,
4
That's how
support,
you would
4
normally
DPS. That is the intent.
okay.
That's how you would normally queue, but if you would go as 12, right? Like, I mean, the fight is balanced around 24, but you can clear it as 12, is what I heard. So then you will probably still have like 3 tanks at least. I don't know if you need
Yeah.
all 6 tanks. Like, Xenosis thinks that's probably not going to be the case. It's a you can option, yeah. You can try.
Yeah.
I mean, the 12-man thing only says it has a 12-man body check.
It is
You need 12 people to do the mechanics, kind of like.
it is hard synced though. It's synced to eye level 735. So even if you had gear from the 2nd Savage tier, you would be synced to 735. So basically like ultimate. So you can't outgear it, is what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, as mentioned, I would need to see. I mean, it's 2 months after. Wait, no, it's 1 month after 7.1 launch, so 1.5 months. I think it's Christmas when it's.
Yeah, but why Christmas? I didn't really understand that.
It depends. I would at least put 1 healer in each, because, like, for example, swapping between targets could be a thing, right? Yeah. And if it has like targeted tank busters, 1 tank, so it should be at least 1 tank, 1 healer each alliance. I assume. If it has this, like, because I mean, there will be a ad phase as well, because I mean, pretty sure there will be an ad phase because you already seen like 2 ads floating around on the side, so I don't know.
Because of Shirk.
Yeah, firstly that, and because of the auto attack stuff. I'm really not sure what the setup will be. Yeah, because the tracking would be really bad if you would need to swap around alliances, right? Definitely.
The prediction is actually that it will be alive for a few weeks and then it will turn into something like Baldesion Arsenal Discord group thingy.
I don't know how difficult it will be, but I do know that a raid wide just kills you flat out without mitigation. I think Yoshi P took around 159 damage. Without mitigation on it. So 1 shot without mitigation, definitely. And you get a bleeding even. So it's probably first turn Savage difficult, I don't know.
Yeah, it was supposed to be extreme difficulty, but it got Savage difficulty.
Yeah, I mean, need to see how that actually turns out, how groups are set up, how things are set up in general.
Yeah,
It should be that case, right?
if people use Adel and Feint.
True.
I mean, you will probably also run into tanks that use Provoke on cooldown.
Yeah, like if you're 24 people and you don't... Yeah, I agree with that one. Really just need to see how it turns out in general. It also depends on how the setup is then actually. Like if they actually go with like 1 tank in each alliance and then tracking debuffs would be a little bit annoying for me as a tank, so maybe I would actually then just Samurai. But currently just
Samurai
doing the
me.
waiting. I mean, that would work as well, like if you know timings.
I mean,
It's
at
also
some
fair,
point,
right?
at some point, people will just follow a guide, I guess. Alliance B tank Vokes after this, Alliance C tank Vokes after this, Alliance
You
A
just
tank
cycle
starts
through
tanking.
after timings, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say you go through A, then A OT, then you go B MT, B OT, and then C MT, and you just focus target the other, the tank you're supposed to vogue after, right? Yeah. Gonna be interesting at least.
I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna assume that Aurora has like fallen asleep or something and isn't gonna be awake for reclears. Because at this point, like, she would have responded. Even with the extra hour. So I guess it won't be any reclears today, by the looks of it. So, I don't understand what he's talking about. So anyways, I think I will just turn off stream, because we are probably not doing any reclears today. So we might be doing that tomorrow, assuming we get a hold of Aurora and whatever has happened. It is what it is, man. So many ways. So anyways, I'm gonna turn off stream and we will see how it be. Because for all I know, we're still gonna sit here for like another half an hour and wait, and there's no real need to have on the stream for that. Most probably we're not doing anything today, so it is what it is. We will see about tomorrow, but we will see about that then, so